Welcome Tech Brothers, in this video we are going to learn how to use script activity with parameters in a Fabric data pipeline. So the script activity in Microsoft Fabric data pipeline allows you to execute SQL code as part of your pipeline workflow. It is primarily used to run SQL queries, data definition language queries, DML data manipulation language queries or statements, store procedures on Fabric supported compute engines such as lakehouses, warehouse, or external sources like Azure SQL DB, Synapse, and the SQL servers. Now, what are the use cases? You need to create or modify tables. You can use the script activity. You need to insert, update, delete, or merge data. You can perform those commands or run those commands by using the script activity as well. You can run the store procedures. You can log or audit data such as file name, pipeline run IDs, etc. By using script activity as well. Initialize or clean up environment before or after data copy. So all those truncate table, delete data, and all those can be done by using script task as well. Now let's go ahead and take a look. Here we are in our workspace, and I'm going to the pipelines right here. In the pipelines, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new item, and then we are going to select a data pipeline. I'm going to call this one PL script, and then we will hit create button. Let's click on the pipeline activities here, and then scroll down all the way somewhere and try to find our script right here. So this is our script activity. Let's go to the settings, and that's where we are going to start our some fun part. So once you click on the connection, you're going to see this is your warehouses and then other connections you have created. Let's click on more, and we can take a look from there what it provides us. So here you can choose a data source to get started. You have SQL Server database, you have Azure SQL DB, you have Oracle database, Snowflake, Azure Synapse Analytics SQL dedicated pool, and then you have Azure database for PostgreSQL, and you have Azure SQL managed instance. And here's the list of those your warehouses. Also in my case we have Tech warehouse and SQL warehouse. Now we can go ahead and select one and create a connection from here if you want. I'm going to go ahead and select Tech Data Warehouse, so that will be using in our demo. So let me show you my warehouse here, and I have some tables here. And if I go to right here in the tables, and we can take a look from there. Now you see that we have a customer, and then this is the tables. If I would like to select some rows from customer table, it is going to return me customer ID, name, country, and region. I have multiple regions data in the customer table. Now I can copy this, and let's go back to our PL script, and here you see that there are two types of script available. You have query script and non-query script. So if you hover, it says database statements that return one or more results. So if you are, let's say in this case, if I will paste this query, it's not letting me paste here, so I have to click right here and then paste it right here. So in this case, if you notice that this is returning us rows. So if I will go ahead and say select customer ID, name, country, region from this table, and then what's going to happen, we can go ahead and execute. So in this case, we are going to return pretty much all the records from this customer table. So think about it like a lookup, where you run that code and get some records. In the same way, in the script, you are running this code and it's going to return you the records. Then further you can use in the next transformations. Okay, here our script is completed. We can go to the input, and here it is showing us, hey, you have selected the type query, and this is your query. And now we can close this one. In the output is going to show you all the rows that has a return. So total 8 rows, and in the rows you have those columns. So customer ID, so you have name and country, and then a region. So you can scroll down. Now depending upon your needs, you can select the data from these rows. Maybe you would like to select only the name or country. So depends, and whatever you would like to do in the next activities. Let's click on this part again and go right here, and let's click on edit. And now instead of selecting everything, we are going to go ahead and say as a CNT or row count. So now we are selecting only the row count from this table. I'm going to go ahead and execute this pipeline again, and this time what we are expecting an output called row count with the total count of those rows in the table. Okay, here it is failed. Let's see what happened here, and now you can see that it says incorrect near the row counter. So let's go ahead and take a look here, and now count as select count star. So if I will copy this, what happened now? Let me see. And now if I will go to the warehouse, let's execute this query right there and see if this works. So maybe I have made some mistake here, and now let's see, near row count, we don't have to say as, maybe row count is used as yeah, so row count cannot be used because it's a keyword, so it's a system keyword, that's why. Okay, so we can call it as a CNT, okay, count of rows. So that's fine. And now what we are going to do, we are going to copy this query and go back here in the pipeline and paste it there. So if I will go to edit here, and now I'm going to paste it right there. Okay, that will work and no problem at all. We also, that's a reserved keyword, row count, that's why it was not showing us the results and it was throwing us that error. So here is input, and you can see it is a query, and now we are going to go to the output, and you can see that the CNT is equal to 8. So we can get this information and use it. In the other scenario, let's say if I will go to the pipelines here, and then let me click on this script here and non-query. So in the non-query, it is very simple. You want to do update, delete, inserts and all that, then you will be going to use it right here in non-query, because you are not expecting any output. You are actually performing some DMLs or DDLs right here. So let me take you right here, and this is one of the query I have. So it is insert query, and then it's going to insert some records. So if you will take a look here, this is these are the 3 rows is going to produce, and then they will be inserted into this table. So as of now, what we have in this table, so let me show you. I have probably 8 rows, and there is no Asia, there is Asia data and Europe data. So if we go back to our query here, we selected non-query, and this is one of the thing I'm going to just paste. It's not letting me paste, so it will be great if I can just paste it there, but not. So anyways, we have to click on edit and then paste. So now we can execute this pipeline again, and this time is going to run this insert statement. You can run the delete or truncate or merge and whatever is your need. Okay, our pipeline is completed. Now let's take a look on the input, and we can see this is our statement that we have given as a type of a non-query. Now we go to the output here, and then it is telling us 3 rows got affected and those records are inserted. Now let me take you back to the warehouse here, and then I'm going to run this query, and it should return me 11 rows, and I have 3 records from North America now. So that's great. We have learned 2 things, how to use the query and non-query, and in the query it returns the results, and the non-query it does not return the results. Now let's go to another scenario here. Let's say we are here in the query, or let me actually close this, cancel this out, and here in the query, and now you have a lot of dynamic contents available. So in this case, if you see right there, you have a workspace ID, you have pipeline run ID, you have pipeline run ID, and then you have a pipeline group ID, then you have trigger type and all that. So there is tons of information. You have a pipeline name, then also you have trigger parameters such as source, subject, type, and if you go further in, you have file name, folder path, and all those kind of things. So you can put all that information into some table if you would like. So before you start your pipeline, you want to log or order this information, you can put right here, and later on you can just at the end maybe update the value. So in those cases, if I will take you right here, and let me show you this table, and I have created this table, and it has all those columns. So you have workspace ID and everything. So let me actually fold this right here and go right here. Okay, so you can see right here I have this table, and then in this table I can insert some values. So I'm going to copy and show you. So I will say insert into this, and I'm not going to insert all the values, so I'm going to go ahead and say workspace ID comma pipeline. So if you notice here, I'm only inserting few of the column values here, so you can insert all of them that I have shown you right here, and that's great actually to capture all the information before you execute your pipeline, and then at the end you can update these values as well. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on edit here, and then I will say here, and then in the values I need to put those values. So I will say values, and then I will have single quotes, and then I'm going to make 4 single quotes right here, because I have 4 columns, 1 2 3 4, and then I'm going to hit OK, and you can see right there I can click here in one of them, and then if you see I want to add the workspace ID here, so I can select that. Then I can go to the second single quotes here in the middle, and then I can use the pipeline ID. In the third one I can do as well, so I can go to the pipeline run ID, so here, and then last one is my trigger type. So I'm going to use this, and here's my trigger time, and I'm trying to find the type. Here is pipeline trigger type. Okay, great. So now we have all those right there, and if I will execute this pipeline, what's going to happen is going to insert this some audit information into my table. So let me take you back to my warehouse. In the warehouse, you guys already know that there were 3 records, and now it's going to put some more records. So it will be another extra record in this table. So let's execute, and now you can see that this is the 4th record, and it has put that information right there. So this is how you will be able to, let me see in the right here. Yep. So right here the manual. Okay, so that's the record it has put. I don't have log ID, so I wish I just you know, I am ignoring that, but you got the idea how to use the pipeline and put some information, and you will be writing into the some order table, then you will be using these different values. So once you click right there, you can click on those one, it will be automatically placed here. If you have some parameters as well, let's say if you have a parameter here, and you will be say like, hey, my test parameter, and all those things can be used as well. So it says test. If I will go back here and see right there, the parameter appears as well. I'm not sure if the variable will appear, but let's try. So we call it a variable, and then say test as well. Now we go back here and click here, and now variable appear as well. So you can use your user parameters and variables here in the expressions as well. Great. Now what we are going to do, we are going to go ahead and delete this everything, and I'm going to put some more examples. So those examples are going to be test. Okay, here. Now what I want to do here, I want to use some parameters. So if I will take you back here, there is a script parameters. And in the script parameters, we can create one here. So first of all, in the warehouse, I want to show you what type of examples I would like to create out of it. So if I want to get let's say the record count, but I'm interested only where the country name is equal to Asia, region is equal to Asia, or region is equal to North America or Europe. So in this case, what I would like to do, I would like to use this count, and then say where region equal to Asia. So if I execute this query, what's going to happen is going to give me the count and the where my region is equal to Asia. So that's the same thing what we are going to do in the pipeline. And here we will be go and create a new parameter, and I'm going to call this one SCR script, and then I'm going to call it region. This is going to be our string type. So let's do a string type here, string type here, and value is equal to Asia. So we will be fine. And in the direction you have input, output, and input, output. So in this direction we are using this parameter as an input, but we will also experiment on the output type as well, and the input output as well. So let me take you here, and then we will go just paste right there. Okay, here edit and paste. Now if you remember, we have created this parameter, so I'm going to provide that parameter. So I will say @SCR and then say region. So now it's going to take the value from this parameter and then execute this query. Now if you go ahead and execute this pipeline, what's going to happen is going to give me the counter, but from this table. Also let's remove these parameters what we have from the pipeline, because we are not using them. That was just to show you, you can use those if needed, or variables can be used. So now it went here, and the input, if you see right there, it's telling me name of the parameter is the value is in Asia, and now this is the query it is going to run, and then the count is coming 5. So if I take you back here, and now let's say we have other regions as well. Let's say if I have North America, so for North America I have only 3 records. So if I will go here, and in the I'm going to delete this one because that's I don't need it, and variables I'm also don't need it here. Okay, so in this parameter, if you see right here, I can use North America as well. So North America. Now if I will execute this, what's going to happen is going to get me in the count from that table where region is equal to North America. So we should be getting 3 records only. So right here, now you can see that I'm passing the parameter src region, and there's the values in North America, and that's our input parameter. Now if I will take a look on the output, it is returning me 3 total count from the table. So that's correct. Now let's go back and see if we are doing this as an input parameter, but if we want to do as an output parameter, that's also possible. So let's hit new, and now I will say src and count. So I want to save the count into this parameter, and it's going to be integer. So integer 64 is fine, and the initial value can be 0, and treat as null. That's doesn't really matter here. Now what I'm doing here, if you remember that, I'm saying taken count as a CNT, and now I have created this output parameters src and the count. So I can use this in expressions. So here, instead of saying as CNT, what I'm going to do, I'm going to say at the rate scr count equal to count. So this is my output parameter, and then I'm saving the count in this parameter, and it is my input parameter. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK, and let me check one time scr. So scr. Okay, great. Yeah, so we can execute now, and what's going to happen is going to take this scr script region as our input parameter, and save the value in the output parameter. Okay, here our script is completed successfully, and now what you can do, you can take a look on the input. We have input North America, and then we have our scr count, that's our output. And now if you go to the output here, and you can see that the output parameter, and this is the value saved in that parameter. So now you can use probably if you want to use further here, save into the variable, you can use this value, and wherever you need to use you can use it. Now let's take a look where we would like to use the script parameter as the input and output. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new parameter and call this one scr input input output. So this now once I provide that one, I can use this parameter as the input and output anytime. So let's say right now I just want to use this as input. So now I'm going to go ahead and use this input output here, and then I'm going to copy this, and let's go back here, and now we go to the our script here, and what I want to do, I would like to just select star from this where my region is equal to this. So now if you see that I'm using this as an input. Now let's go ahead and execute now, and what's going to happen is going to use this parameter as an input parameter, and they said in okay, require if directions output or this. Okay, fine, I'm going to go right here. This is one of the things I felt like last time as well when I was doing Azure Data Factory demo. It has size here, require if the direction is output or input output, and type is string or byte. So right here is a string, but it's not giving me any box to put the value, so that I deal with this like something like this. So I went like this, and then made this output and put the value back, and then set back to the input output, and then it works. So go ahead and do that in case. And now what's going to happen is it's taken this hour as an input parameter, and now it will show us it is the input and output type parameter, but we are using this as an input now. So let me show you right there. So now it failed the invalid column name script input output region. So okay, I did forget to put at the rate here. So that's what I need to do here. And now let's execute now. Okay, it's completed, and you can see this is our parameter, then this is type input and output, and I have provided the value as Asia, and we use this as an input in our script, and you can see the output on this one is these are the records which are returned. Now if I want to use this one as let's say count here and a source, so I'm going to go ahead and do right here. So let me take this, and in this source think about that if I have Asia and here, and now I would like to set this value is equal to maybe just country, region. So in this case I want to do region plus I want to do country, and then I'm just building this different value just for experimenting. So let's say if I want to do region and I want to only have top one row come in when the region is equal to Asia, because I have multiple values, and depends like how you want to use it. So I'm selecting the top one. When I provide this as a value as Asia for a region, then I want to use this as output, and I want to see country plus the region together as my output and save into that parameter. So you see right here, so I use this and the output parameter in this time, and then you can see right there I provide a value Asia for the input, and then when I go to output here you can see that it has a Asia India. So that's what I have saved in this parameter that's used is input output parameter. So now there is the last thing we would like to do. I would like to run this store procedure with the input and output parameter. So if you go right here, I have created this store procedure, and this store procedure, what it does, it take the region and then it return the record counter. So simple two parameters. This is input parameter, this is output parameter, and then it has a select record counter and is equal to count from my table where region is equal to region parameter. That's my input parameter, and it's going to return me the record counter. So this store procedure is created, and then I declare two variables here, and then one is input to region, then input record count, and here then I save that, set the input region is equal to Asia. Then I got executed this one, and record count is saved into this input record count variable, and then I just select the data from there once I execute, so I can show you the counter. So once I execute this statement, what happened, it returned me 5 because I'm passing this as Asia. Now to run this in the pipeline, you don't have to worry too much. You will just take this and you have this store procedure, then this is your input parameter, this is your output parameter. So you are going to go ahead and run it, and let's go to the pipeline here, and now we are going to go right here and paste, and here let me just put in everything in one line so easy for us. So once we paste this query, so what we have to do, we say execute store procedure, and then here is our region. So in this region will be our that's where we will be input parameter. So we will create this input parameter, and then we have record counter. So that's our record count, that's going to be record count. So that will we have to provide right here input record counter. So we'll create these two, as this one will be as an output and this will be our input. So once we do that, we will be fine, and that's where we are going to do. We hit OK now, and I'm going to go ahead and delete these parameters because I don't need these, and I'm going to create a new parameter. So here I will create src region. This is going to be a string. We will make some changes inside because I know that these values may be confusing, and here I'm going to say this is the input, and then I'm going to go ahead and create another one, and this is going to be our integer, and we are going to set this one this can be set 0, and this can be output. Now I'm going to take this and make the small changes here, and that's what we are going to do. So here we will say this region, input region, I will say scr. Okay, so and then we have this record count equal to, and then that's going to be our scr record counter. Okay, so now this will be our output, and this is our input. Okay, and these are the values in the store procedure for the parameters. So we have that one, hit OK, And now if I execute and we have passed the Asia region, and we have used input and output parameters. So there are two parameters we have created. One is type input and the other one is output, and we have used in this store procedure, which also accept as one input parameter and returns the output. So we have saved that into the output parameter. So it's completed, and if you go right here, so we can say the name of the parameter was SCR region, the value was Asia, and then other one was SCR record count, and this was the output. And now we have executed our store procedure, and here is our record count. So SCR source SCR record count is our output parameter. The value is 5. That's returned by the store procedure. So this is how you will create the input and output parameters and use it in the script task. I hope this video is helpful. Thank you very much. And with the more playing, you will learn how to write the scripts and everything. So don't worry too much. And you can always copy the code I have provided and use from there. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video.